What up, y'all? It's your man Abuamerican. Let's talk a little bit about just stuff. You know, I want to talk about something that's very interesting. This shouldn't be a long video. It's that whole H1B visa topic, and it's very interesting because when we look at Elon, and I talked about this, like he's basically the monarch of social media, and he builds opportunities, and on the way, if an opportunity pops up, he develops that opportunity further, with his end goal being something else. And I'm wondering, because I said him getting into politics was probably a side mission, and I'm wondering if it actually was a side mission or not. I mean, did he actually plan this out? I don't know if one man is capable of, like, you know, all of this just stuff coming into you at once. You know what I mean? I think you get people around you, they look for opportunities to, like, you know, also benefit, and then they push you in a direction, or they give you ideas and concepts in the hopes that something else is going to come along to you. But this is about the visa thing. When I look back at this entire picture, this bigger picture, it's like when he took over X, he fired like a whole bunch of the staff, and he kept a lot of H1B visas. And then not long after that, what happened? Just a few years, like what, a year later? Tesla started letting go of white collar workers all over the world. It wasn't only white collar, but he let go of a lot of Western, like, you know, American, here in Germany, German local hires. And like, I myself, as an ex-Tesla employee, I can tell you that there were a lot of Asians, Southeast Asians, the Indians and Bengalis and whatnot, and Pakistanis, coming into the company. There was a lot. Was this always his plan, now that he's really pushing this entire, you know, visa situation, this work visa thing? Was that always in his plan from back then, getting into politics and then pushing that harder? Because if you look at his entire behavior, it is consistent. He's consistently been hiring foreign workers in Western states. But the political angle is what I'm curious about. Like, was that part of it? Or is this just an opportunity to really push harder so that he can get what he wants? I don't think it's an accident, because I saw a tweet, and this person was scrolling down the H1B visa thing, you know, and there was like, they were looking at Tesla positions. And a lot of Tesla positions, it's clear that, like, people here in Germany or in the West or in America, they can work those jobs. You don't have to hire somebody in Pakistan or whatever else. And they also showed that the salaries are actually lower for those people than the people that you'd hire locally. So when I look at, like, the Tesla global cuts, and they said it was 15% of its white-collar workforce. But when we actually look at it, and we were doing this as Tesla employees, it was looking more like 25 to 30%. When we actually looked at the numbers and how many people were leaving. Not only that, all those jobs are being advertised again. So, like, my job and my entire team, I worked in construction. Later on, I was on the infrastructure team, which is part of EPC. If you don't know, engineering, procurement, and construction. All those jobs are back on the site. So why did you fire all the people? Why did you ask everybody, go ahead and leave the company, get out, and then open up the same positions that you just fired people for? So, you know, I find it kind of like, And here's the thing. I mean, okay, in Germany, you can't just fire the people because you want to get rid of them just because. But it's understood also here in Germany, it was known that if you are person non grata, and it's very difficult to fire somebody, they're going to make your life hell at the company. I think that's anywhere. I don't think it's just Tesla. And so, you know, the writing was on the wall. It's like, they said, if you were a particular person who was wanted and desired, we shifted your position to one that's considered critical. You know, you were transferred out of construction into, let's say, engineering. You know, when I say engineering, I mean like manufacturing engineering, because manufacturing is the moneymaker, right? So if you weren't one of those people, the writing was on the wall that you probably should get out of here. And so they were offering people payouts, and it was a good payout. I took a very nice payout, okay? I'm not gonna lie, but I still consider myself released, because it's understood that if you didn't take that, you were probably gonna end up getting released without the payout. And that's what happened to a lot of people who didn't take the payout, in the hopes that, hey, I could stick it out, enough people would leave, because they wanted 400 white collar workers gone in Berlin, and I could stick it out until all those people are gone, and I'll be here. You know, I'm safe. And if you didn't have anybody covering your butt, and when I think about it, I did actually have somebody from 25 Guns covering my butt, but I didn't, you know, but I was like, I need a job now. I don't need a promise, I need a job. You know, I need to transfer. But they had frozen all internal transfers. But whatever the case may be, the details that are unnecessary. Whatever the case may be, something is fishy. Why fire a bunch of people, then put the positions back on the website? And it's mandatory. You have to put the jobs in the open market. But they're never hiring for them. They're always like, oh, we found a better candidate because I reapplied for my old position. They said, you're welcome to reapply for your old position. I reapplied for my old position. But there's always someone more qualified, even though I got top ratings. I got very, very good ratings at Tesla. That's why I managed to shoot up, you know, at least in salary very quickly in my 3 years there. So it's like I left the company in good standing with top ratings, but you don't think I'm qualified for the job that I was just doing in July of this year. Well, it's obviously, you know, they're probably hiring, like, you know, someone of the Asian persuasion for those jobs at a lower rate. So I don't know. I think it's all a bit interesting. To me, you know, Elon, he do what he got to do. I mean, the guy is like, he's building amazing things. But just in my opinion, it's not a good look. You know, I think I would say be more direct and open about what you're doing, but obviously it's most likely illegal in some form or another, or it's highly questionable. You can't say, hey, I'm getting rid of all my Western staff and I'm bringing in a bunch of Indians and Asians and whatever else. You know, you can't say that. But it would be, I guess, actually he did kind of say it online. So, I mean, I guess that's probably what happened. Anyway, this is just a video. It's like, I think really when you look at the future and what's coming, everything I've been saying on X has come true. But that's probably a different video where basically I'm saying it's like, you know, taxes have become so high, especially in Germany, that companies can't survive unless they fire all their Western staff and bring in foreigners. And AFD can't change that. Unless they come and they like make some massive crazy tax cuts, there's no saving immigration in the sense that most of the people on X are talking about, the white ethno-nationalists. There's no way that immigration is going to happen in the way they want it. They want to see reverse immigration. It's not going to happen. You can get rid of all of them. They're not going to hire Westerners for those jobs. Those companies are just going to pack up and leave. And we've seen traditional German companies like Volkswagen shutting down their operations in Germany because it's simply too expensive. The taxes are too high. The salaries are too high. And they have to be, because the people, you know, it's fair that if you're building a product that sells well, and Volkswagen sells well in Germany, that you pay the people a livable wage. So if companies want to survive in the West with their ridiculous tax rates, what do they have to do? They have to hire cheaper labor, or they have to leave the country. Both of those are not good for people who are locals. It's not good for indigenous populations. So I don't think you should look forward to seeing any changes. Trump has already decided where he's at on this. AFD is not going to be any different. The reality on the ground when you get power is always different than the ideals that you sell people to get elected. And it's sad that so many people who consider themselves high IQ, you know, we're so smart and everything, and we're so ingenious and all that, they haven't figured that out. This is an easy one. Anyway, this is your man, Abuamerican.